Okay, there we go. Camera sound is on now. Okay, good afternoon. Sorry there was no sound there for a few seconds. We are back. We are live and looking at a tornado warning that is on this cell here until 6:30 p.m. This is for parts of LaSalle Parish, Northeastern Grant, and Southeastern Wynn Parish. Let me get you the text on this. Sorry about that. I'll be doing plenty of that. So this tornado warning goes until 6:30. At 6:02 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 13 miles southeast of Winfield and moving east at 30 miles per hour. This is going to be over mainly rural areas of northeastern Grant and northwestern LaSalle and southeastern Wynn parishes, including Zenoria, Georgetown, Rochelle, and Tullis. This storm could also have some hail in it, but our main threat here is going to be that possible tornado. And there's your rotation showing up, and I'm going to go and just look at all the other radars here. Not seeing anything crazy, but let's put this in motion. And you can see why they warned this there. There was some red and green coming together there as this storm exited Winfield, where I did see that we had some hail reports on that one. So Urania, are you in the clear? No, you're not. You're in that severe thunderstorm warning. The worst of this one, the tornado warning, looks like that would stay to your south. But it's close enough to where you just need to be aware and be careful. I am going to my camera here. I am going to play with that before I actually go live with it, so I can see, because I believe this is what I hate about this. This one, when I look northwest, it's tough to see things, so I'm going to see which side of the tower I need to go on here. But this should end up coming pretty close to this site. And if you're looking at the camera online now, you'll see me just kind of spinning it all around and doing that kind of stuff, but not seeing much here. What I want to do, I'll take you over there for just a second and just show you kind of what we have here. And this is the best of what we can do. It'll pull up Natchitoches first. There goes that cell. We have the one to the right side of the screen that's gone. Looks like another weak one coming in from the left there. I'm stalling for Gina because I was moving it. Let's see if it's still whipping around like, yeah, it's still moving. I think I have one more move here before we actually get to that point. And that's where that's the cell right there, looking toward the northwest. This is the cell that we're looking at. You can see that top, that updraft right here, and that is our tornado warned storm. Obviously we can't see through metal, so it's going to be a pain to see this one, but let's go back to radar, since that's not going to give us the best view. I'll keep it up here just in case I see something, but that tornado warning is in effect until 6:30. This includes Rochelle, Georgetown, Hester. It looks like Curry, Jordan Hill, it's past you now, but you have that other storm that's right there just over Winfield. And they actually issued a flood warning as well. That goes until 9 o'clock. So while most of us have seen no rainfall out of this, we have, over the last 3 hours, seen some, most likely a couple inches of rainfall out of this up here toward Winfield. So if you're in that area, you could have some problems with some brief flooding issues, some flash flooding out of this. But again, like I said, right now, our main concern is that tornado warning. So that goes until 6:30. Sorry about that. Everything else kind of trailing to the southwest has had trouble getting cranked up here. So hopefully that's going to be the theme. These storms kind of run into this area that's been worked over, and the instability is a little bit lesser. And hopefully we don't see more of this. But for now, we do have a tornado warning, and I'm going to see what the National Weather Service is saying about this. They just said tornado warning is coming. So that's what we had on that. So that's why they have that tornado warning right here, because we have velocity showing. Let's go with the base there. And right there, this is Winfield up here. We're looking now about 13 miles east-southeast of Winfield, 13 to 14 there. And that storm is moving not terribly quickly. It's moving at about 30 miles per hour. And it's moving toward the east. So let me go in and look at a couple of products here, see what we have, see on the shear swath. Yeah, this is not the loudest signature I've ever seen. But here's the deal. We are looking at, let's see, about 1,600 feet up. Is that right? No, 3,700 feet up. That's more like it. So we are getting into this radar hole out here. We have our radar sites. Let me circle these for you. Got one up here, one right here, down here, up into Jackson, and then one down here around Hammond. So right here in this area, we get into a bit of a radar hole where we only see about 6,000 to 7,000 feet up in these storms. So as this thing moves toward the southeast, it really dips into that radar hole. But those are all the sites we have, and we don't have enough to cover the low levels of these storms. So we're not going to be seeing incredibly low into this storm. So we're not going to be able to confirm things as well as we could if we had a storm 10 miles from radar. It's nature of the beast. That's how it's always been. So this storm right here, though, looks like it continues to move, pushed on toward the east at about 30 miles per hour. Velocity still showing something there. If you're in Georgetown looking north right now, you're probably seeing quite a crazy looking sky out there as this thing has the potential to produce a tornado at any time. Right now, I'm not seeing or have not seen anything on the correlation coefficient, not seeing anything showing that a tornado has touched down here. You can kind of see all that stuff that gets pushed out ahead, that you got the inflow and then a little outflow on the backside. So that's going to kick up some dust. It's going to move around some birds and things like that. So bugs and all that kind of stuff. That does not mean we have debris in the air. That just means that we have the potential to see some of that stuff that's getting kicked up, and radar is going to be seeing that then. So right along 165 there out of Tullis toward Georgetown, that's where the worst of this one is. That's where we have this warning, and this is going to cross 165 near Tullis. Urania, you're probably more into just the heavy rain, maybe some hail out of this, but I'll go back to the camera shot and show you this real quick. All right, so this is, again, this is going to be kind of edging back toward us here. It's going to, the way the storm's kind of oriented to things, I think we're going to start to get a better view of this. As it gets very close to the site, we'd be able to see more. But right now, still not seeing terribly much out of this one. So we will go back over to radar. Oh, Gloria, you're here. How you doing? Pineville is looking good. You're safe. All is well in Pineville. We're going to focus on this tornado warning up here across LaSalle and parts of Grant and Wynn Parish. If you're in Somerville, okay, here's the thing. That's a nasty looking storm. It's headed for you. But with the setup we have in place today, I don't expect long-lived, long-lasting tornadoes out of this. If we get something, I think it's going to be a pretty quick spin up here. So not seeing anything that's saying that we have anything on the ground at this point, but it's possible that could happen. But I'm not saying that if we see a tornado, if I see one scan where it's on the ground, this isn't one where I think we're going to get a tornado on the ground for 50 miles or anything. It would likely be fairly brief, and so that's kind of the way it looks for me right now. If we see something, it lasts maybe a few minutes and goes away. Of course, that's a huge deal if it happens right overhead. But as I'm seeing it now, I don't think this is going to be something that would last a very long time and get down that way. So the tornado warning does continue until 6:30. I'm going to see if they have any sort of update. Said the rotation on the tornado warned storm is showing signs of weakening, keeping things as is for now. But if weakening continues, they will expire this early. So some good news there. That's the trend you definitely want to see. Let me go and pop the regular reflectivity up. You can see that little hook to it right there as this tornado warning continues across parts of LaSalle and parts of Grant Parish. So this tornado warning goes until 6:30. Gina, obviously it looks like if you extrapolate this out that you'll see a tornado warning, but per the National Weather Service and per what I'm seeing, it looks like that rotation is kind of weakening right now. So hopefully we'll see this thing go away here in the next little while. Interesting look on the camera here. I'll pull it up real quick. Just again, it's kind of edging out in toward this area, so we're seeing a better coverage of what's actually happening on the camera. I don't see any sort of rain-free base or anything. I don't see anything that I should really be monitoring so much out of this, but kind of a freaky looking sky there out to the northwest as this storm continues toward the southeast. So let's go back over. Take a look real quick at the high-resolution HRRR. This is going to show us what's going to, in theory, happen through the evening. This doesn't mean that this is going to happen exactly, but it gives you an idea that, yes, it's going to be pretty busy over the next couple hours. Possibly a few severe storms. Can't rule out a tornado warning, but after 10 o'clock, everything just starts to kind of fade out. We're going to lose that instability as everything kind of sinks to the south, and I think that's going to probably end our threat pretty early this evening. So still a tornado warning, still a couple of strong storms out here with one severe warning for Wynn Parish into LaSalle and extreme southern Caldwell Parish, and then those storms right near Natchitoches. Another cell trying to form out there on the east end of Toledo Bend. Let's go ahead and put this in motion over the last hour, and this is what we have going on. Really, this is kind of the only game in town right along the boundary there from Natchitoches through Winfield. That's why we have the flood warning. Winfield has been getting pummeled. I know a lot of you need rain right now. I know some farmers have been texting me from Grant Parish. Could use 3/4 of an inch of rain. They're getting too much about 25 miles to your north. Down there, not getting anything yet. And it's just tough to say where exactly these storms will pop up. Now, I think over the next hour or so, we'll see a bit of an increase in coverage on these storms, but I don't think we're going to see this last all night or anything like that. This is probably out of here by about 10 o'clock. Hailing in Tullis. Thank you, Kendra. I appreciate that. Hailing in Tullis from multiple reports. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead. Not cool that it's hailing there. Let me go in and see. Yeah, right over Tullis. This makes sense. If you have any sort of size on that, that would be lovely for you to let me know. Let me cut through this cell real quick. Going to do the volume scan that I like so much. Or the vertical slice, I guess I should say. And yes, there is one, that's kind of a great way to illustrate this, and I hope it doesn't update. There's one hail core that's falling out of this. There's another one that's suspended up there. So that's a pretty good indicator right there. That's a pretty good hail core that's suspended aloft that's going to fall out of this, possibly getting some hail to quarter size, maybe a little bigger out of this. And again, we have that tornado threat with this, so we have a tornado warning. But right now, I think we're starting to get to where it's more of a damaging wind, possibly a large hail threat out of this storm. Let me go ahead and go back to the regular view on this, and that is the storm we are watching. That is the big game in town right now, just south of Urania. That's where that hail is, over Tullis, and then down toward Rochelle. That's where the strongest rotation is, and this is moving toward 165 right now. Just for reference, our camera site is down here on the southwest side of Gina. So as we look toward the northwest, that's where we're going to be watching this storm when picking up in Urania. Yeah, nickel-sized hail. Tornado is not on the ground, no. We have a tornado warning. We do not have a confirmed tornado. Tornado warning is issued when we have conditions that are really looking like a tornado is imminent or possibly imminent, likely imminent. And in this case, we saw that rotation, actually seeing a couple areas on this storm. And right now, that is looking a little bit weaker than it had. So no, it is not a confirmed tornado. And yeah, I saw another report of dime-sized hail in Tullis. They've decided to keep the tornado warning going until the expiration time at 6:30. And then after that, they're planning on keeping it as a severe thunderstorm with a tornado possible tag on it. I'm trying to project here. I know sometimes this mic can be a little weird, but that makes me cough. So there's your latest scan on the radar with that hail falling likely from now just northeast of Tullis through Chickasaw and south of Urania for the most part. But if you're out here, Tank Battery Road, Oilfield Road, Dewey Road, that area, you could be seeing some hail out here. Probably about dime to nickel sized. We've had multiple reports of that already out of this storm, and we have that rotation that's going to be, actually there's two areas. Watch this. So there's your kind of appendage, that hook right here. And you see a couple areas of rotation in there. So this one's probably going to go away, and then this one would take over, and that's why they're keeping the warning going, because as that happens, it's possible this rotation tightens up. I think given the environment we have here, it's going to be tough to see anything strong out of this, but I am watching closely. I have the storm on the camera here, and you can watch the Gina camera right now on the website and the app. It just looks like a dramatic thunderstorm to me right now, and I'm going to actually adjust this a little bit just to see what I have on the other side. And yeah, that's my best view. Whoops. All right. Whoops. There we go. Okay, so tornado warning continues. They are going to keep this in effect. Let's look at the Shreveport radar. They're going to keep this in effect until this thing goes away at the expiration time at 6:30. And there is that threat for some hail as well. We've seen dimes and nickels falling in Tullis. Had multiple reports of that. So if you are out there, I don't think this is going to be big, crazy, damaging hail, but you could possibly see some hail up to an inch in diameter. Colfax is not in this. Colfax, you are good on this storm. You're way back here. Could be some other stuff forming. Let's put it all in motion here. Let me go back to this radar, hit play, and show you what's going on. These storms have had trouble sustaining out on that western flank, and I hope that continues. Another attempt right there on Toledo Bend, and that thing came off the lake and just kind of went away on us. South of Natchitoches, a couple of blips on radar there, but so far these have remained fairly tame. You can see the Toledo camera up there, 2 cameras above my head. This is Alexandria right above my giant bald head. So this tornado warning continues for a few more minutes, for 8 more minutes to be exact. Sun is shining right now. Depends on where you are. They got nickel-sized hail in some spots. They got sunshine in other places. This is why the weatherman is always right, and he is always wrong as well, because we're forecasting for a big area. And plus, it's really hard to do all this. So tornado warning continues until 6:30 with this storm. Let's look at velocity just to make sure everything is looking well-behaved. And yeah, I don't see anything in there that says tornado is imminent. So I think they'll let this warning expire, and then they're going to probably go with a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag on it. You can see all that junk out on the leading edge. That's just things that are getting kicked up by the inflow and the outflow. Could be birds, could be dust, could be just little stuff, leaves, things like that we could be seeing out of this. So it's not a tornado when you see this blue all the time. Large hail in Tullis. Okay. So large, if you can get, I mean, I know I'm not asking you to go out and pick it up or get by a window or anything, but if you see it, let me know on the size. Because large, to me, I would think that's greater than quarter size. That would be severe. That is the latest update. There is the new severe thunderstorm warning. This includes Gina. Let me get the text on this one. This includes northeastern Grant Parish, southwestern Caldwell, and a good chunk of LaSalle Parish and east central Wynn Parish. This is for these storms that are coming out of Wynn Parish and into LaSalle right now. At 6:23, a severe thunderstorm was located near Alla, or 22 miles southwest of Columbia, moving east at 30. Hazard is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Hail damage to vehicles, roofs, siding, and trees. Wind damage, sorry. I was like, hail damage to trees? I get it. It could happen, but that's weird. Wind damage to roof, siding, and trees possible. Hail damage to vehicles is possible. Locations include Nebo, Zenoria, Urania, Burlington, Alla, Standard, Midway, Gina, Georgetown, Rochelle, and Tullis. This is a lot of the areas we have been talking about. The good news is this new warning has happened, and that shows me that they're probably not considering making that tornado warning continue. We have a severe thunderstorm warning, though, until 7:15. So 1-inch hail in the Tansy-Tullis area. Let me report that real quick. Sorry, I'll be back in a second. Thank you all for the reports. They help so much. My brother sent me a message earlier, and he was like, why do the Weather Service was asking for reports of damage to see if there was a severe storm, and it's important for them to verify what they're warning here. They don't want to just go out and warn everything and tell you something's going to happen, and then it doesn't, and then this allows them to verify that and see what's going on, and we can correlate that with radar, and we learn with every system that comes through. But I still see a little rotation here, but it's nothing that if I saw that right now, I wouldn't be issuing a tornado warning, so I don't think they're going to I don't think they're going to continue this tornado warning. I think that'll go away in 4 minutes, and I think I'll probably go away too, because we don't have much beyond this, except for the potential of some flooding rain up around Winfield. But the good news is on this one, that is moving out as well. One thing I do want to do, I wanted to check something on one of these camera sites here. I want to see what the dew point, yeah, it's still 78. Still 78 right on the lake there, and Natchitoches 75, so it is still... Actually, Shreveport got up to 97 today. Let me see if they went any higher than that. Had some compressional warming ahead of the front. I missed it. Tom texted me. He's like, did you see that Shreveport got to 97? That man is a weather junkie. Dew point's down to 59 up there, so that's good. That shows me that front's moving through. That shows me that once we get this line past us, things are going to improve quickly. We're going to see much less of a severe threat. But yeah, they got quite toasty up there today. Popped up to 97 degrees at 2:56 p.m. And it looks like that was their high for the day. So here's your current look at radar. Still some hail likely going on as this heads towards Somerville, Chickasaw, and Tullis. You're out of the hail threat for the most part. Maybe still some small stuff going on, but if you are out here, Tank Battery Road, Landfill Road, Ina, I don't know how to say it, Doghouse Road. If you're out there, we've all been there. It is looking like we have some hail going with this storm right now. And from the reports we're getting, about 1 inch in diameter, a lot of dime and nickel reports as well. So no tornado in Tullis? Yeah, I don't believe so. I'm not seeing any sort of report on that. For Winfield right now, you're kind of on the backside of this. You should start to see less humidity fairly soon, and it looks like that heavier rain's out of there. You still have a flood warning in effect, but I think that'll probably, expire. I think it's set to expire at 9, but you're not going to see much more rainfall out of this one. Just looking on these back storms here to see if we see anything different. I almost just liked my own post. Crazy day. All right, so there are a couple areas of rotation. That one that is moving down toward Trout and Gina, and then this other one up here from Jordan Hill down to Zion. Those are both, I can see them, but they're not tight like we would see in a tornadic storm. At least that's not what I'm seeing right now. So I think here in a couple of minutes that tornado warning will go away. So yes, let's see. Oh, cool. You got photos? Awesome. I don't think you can share photos in the live stream, so I don't know if you can after. If not, just you can message me on Messenger or just put it in a comment on another post and I'll see it. But that tornado warning continues for another minute or two, and I think it'll go away then. So just to recap, I'll put things in motion for you. We'll take a look at the camera because I think the tornado threat on this one is pretty small. I'm going to take away the warnings and watches just so we can get a big picture view. That was a monster cell up there northwest of Yazoo City earlier. These storms out in Texas, the first batch is weakened. The second one looks like it's doing okay there, moving into Jasper County. And the storms that have been trying to form on this tail end here back toward Toledo Bend through Sabine Parish, they've really been getting crushed here. So we'll keep an eye on that, but I think with the instability dropping after sunset, it's going to be tougher for these to hold together. So there's our tornado warning that I believe will go away. We do have a new scan, so let's see. Yeah, I don't see them reissuing that one. But let's take a look at the camera. Let's do that. I haven't looked at the camera in a second. That's not the camera. Here it is. Just kind of looks cool. Definitely don't see anything crazy severe out of that. Let me go and move it around. I think it'll probably be on the other side at this point. And yeah, we can't really see anything, but I'll just keep that view up for me. Saw some lightning flash there, it looks like, but that's going to be a little lag for you. So let's go back to radar, hopefully to see a tornado warning that is no longer there, and it is expired. That means I'm going to go and cough in the other room for about 10 minutes. So reflectivity, that's your regular radar showing that we have these storms continuing. I think the main threat's going to be hail, and that's going to really impact those areas near Somerville, Chickasaw. It's going to be south of Alla, so that is going to basically be between Chickasaw and Somerville, and that's going to head over toward Nickel and Aimwell over the next 20-30 minutes. So if you have a car that can be covered, probably a good idea to do that. Looks like the largest hail with this one is going to go right along in the northern end of Somerville there. So if you live there, I think you're going to get hit with some hail. If you live north, or if you live in Gina, I think this cell is probably going to stay just to your north, but it is kind of taking that turn to the right. So we're going to watch that carefully. I have the camera set to watch a little lightning on this and stuff, and maybe we'll see some hail if this thing does turn to the right. But for now, I am going to get out of here. I'll be ready to hop on if we have any other sort of warnings pop up here. But for now, I will see you later, hopefully tomorrow, but we don't know. Could be back on if we have more warnings show up.
No matter the weather, Alexandria Emergency Hospital is always here for you. Rain or shine, our doors are open 24/7 to provide the care you and your loved ones need fast. Every second counts, and Alexandria Emergency Hospital is here to help you through any storm.